السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي الكريم وعلى أهل بيته وصحابته ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. Inshallah ta'ala, today we have the second session of our Khateeb training. I told you guys last time I might be starting with a quick question or some questions before we start to see if we still remember what we have shared last time, or do we need to go over it again. So anyway, I'm going to go over it and then I might ask you while I'm explaining my points. So we said we are talking, or we talk about this for the great importance of having you, at least, if you're not going to give a khutbah, at least when you are listening to the khutbah, you will see, how the presentation is being done and what I'm should be expecting from the imam and what I should be learning from this. On the other side, I'm expecting or we have a shortage in khateebs, and you might be asked to give a khutbah at school, at work, in the masjid, sometimes if we need volunteers, or university, wherever you are. So it's something that you need to have for yourself and you need to know, and inshallah ta'ala from this training we'll be able to have some volunteers who will be able to help the community in general and to help us inshallah ta'ala at the MCE Mosque. So last time, I will go over the slides quickly. What we have discussed last time, the Jum'ah prayer, what's the background. We also discussed why we have this training, and I cover all of this. I'm not going to go over it because I have lots to talk about today. The importance and the criteria and the attributes of the Khateeb and the pillars for Friday khutbah. I'm going to hide it and I need you guys to tell me what is it. What are the pillars? These are the pillars. When I have them, I have a full khutbah. What are they? Who will be answering my question? I need these points to be clear. If you have these pillars, your khutbah is full. You know what? And these pillars can be done in 2-3 minutes, and your khutbah is valid. So let's say that you're stuck at school. Somebody was supposed to give the khutbah that day, and he didn't show up. Or at work, or you came late with a group of guys to the masjid, and you want to give a khutbah. So what are the pillars that should be there to have your khutbah valid? So I have, Muhammad, can you give me? To praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Making the salutation from the Prophet Muhammad.
Exactly. You send peace and blessing to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the introduction that I personally make, and all the khateebs make every week. What else? What else? Yusuf. Yeah, to remind people of taqwa with any ayat of taqwa, preferably the 3 ayat that came in the khutbah of need, or khutbah al-haja for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What else? Yeah, to recite at least 1 ayah, to have 1 ayah from the Quran, 1 verse, okay, which is basically, if you say the ayat of taqwa, that will be done, that will be enough. Okay, what else? Making dua at the end. Let's see what we have. Praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, prayer and blessing from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Can I use somebody to move it for me? Okay. Okay, reciting at least 1 ayah, making dua for the believers. Okay? Fine. Topic. I said the topic is very, to us, the people who have experience of giving khutbahs, choosing and selecting the topic is the hardest part. So it's not easy. So if somebody, your father, for example, Dad, I have a khutbah today at school, and your father gave you the topic, he gave you a great favor. You know, so that's very important to be able to select the topic. And I gave many, we highlighted this in too much details last time, how to select the purpose of the khutbah, how to research your topics, suggested topics, current events, historic events, important modern historic events, and the family importance of dedication, all of that. Okay? Type. So the topic is very important, we covered. I don't want to repeat myself. Then I said I have standard format for the khutbah. You know what? Again, these are the pillars, but these pillars should be put in a standard format. What is it? We covered this last time too. I have a standard format. What is it? So I have to have introduction. This introduction includes what we have said earlier in the pillars. Alhamd wa thana, mentioning the Prophet ﷺ, saying peace and blessing upon the Prophet ﷺ, and then give a quick, notes or heads up about your topic. Then, what's after the introduction? The body. And what I'm talking about. Why I'm talking about this. And then at the end, conclusion. This conclusion, before the dua, you remind the people of your topic, or you put list, abbreviation or summary of your topic quickly to the people. This way, you leave the people with a message. You just not talking for an hour and the people didn't get any message, or you give them 3-4 messages or 15 messages. No, be very brief, and I have this in the methodology of giving the khutbah. So the standard format that we have: introduction, body, and conclusion. The introduction includes these things, the body includes these things, and then the conclusion includes these things. I stopped at this last time. My strategy has been to use current event as a vehicle and locomotive to achieve domestic goal and to make a difference, but perhaps not too political. Means that try to be relevant. You're talking to, for example, let's take the MCE as an example, the MCE community as example. You know what? I don't see, to be honest with you, a need for me here to talk to the boys and the students and the university students and the PhD holders about drugs. I never talk about it here. Drugs, and no, I don't need to talk about this. Because they are in different area, they are in different atmosphere. They have stress, they have thinking about the future. I remember I had this khutbah about fearing from the future. Most of you guys, you know what I'm going to do after the PhD? What will happen after I finish? What about jobs, marriage, family problems? There are many things. But I take an example and I put it to me as a drive to start my khutbah. So if you're giving a khutbah at your school, you don't talk to them about, you can talk about, for example, if you are in high school, talk about using the bad language. Very relevant, because that happens in the high school. Talk to them about prayer, because most of them, they're neglectful of their prayer. Talk to them in Ramadan about the Quran, about learning Arabic. And that's one of the topics that we should cover with educated people. When you go to a different community, different people, different issues, whereas lots of people have marital problems. You go and you talk about, you know what, I have this problem, I have this issue, I have this case, and then you take it as a drive and you start your khutbah. The methodology, it's not the standard format. The format is, as I said, here is how you put your khutbah. But the methodology, what should I be talking about? What I shouldn't be talking about. And that's very important, and that's what we'll be covering, inshallah ta'ala, today. Methodology. I need you to take notes of everything that you are mentioning today. Very important. How you present your khutbah to the audience? First, define what you want to talk about, the theme of the khutbah. And for example, I had a khutbah the other day about al-wara'. You guys remember? That khutbah was not too long ago, like 3-4 weeks ago. So if you say al-wara' to a non-Arabic speaker, to even an Arabic speaker, to be honest with you, by itself, and you keep going and giving examples of wara' without defining al-wara' itself, you will be in trouble. You will lose the attention of the audience. What is it? What does it mean? What does the word wara' means? In Arabic, you need to go and to define this word first, to get him into, or to be on the same page with you. It's very important. So when I talk about wara', I need to tell the people what does wara' mean. When I talk about taqwa, I need to tell the people what does taqwa mean. When I talk about at-tadayyun, somebody to be a religious, what does it mean from the Sharia? And even sometimes, most of the time, to be honest with you, I need to get the linguistic definition of the word to get everybody with me on this, to attract the attention of the audience. Spend time researching your theme. Imagine that you are, in fact, giving it, live it, dream of it, sleep with it, in your mind and in your heart. That's very important. Give me an idea of a topic, but not the classical topics that we have. Give me an idea of a topic. Anybody? Give me an idea of a topic that's not classical. Don't tell me istighfar, dua, salah, siyam, hajj, hijrah, kaba'ir. Give me an idea of something that can be like current, related to current issue. Now? Well, very good. Intermingling. Yeah, very relevant, right? Okay. I'm preparing this topic. Okay? And that happens, by the way. If you live the topic and the khutbah of the khutbah and you research it, you will be able to present it the best way ever. Because when I'm thinking about it for the whole week, you know what? Thinking about it while you are browsing your Facebook, you will find things related. Somebody sent a hadith, oh, that's very related to what I'm thinking about. You read an ayah, or you listen to an ayah, it will be very relevant sometimes. So you will be collecting from here and there because you live your topic while you're searching it. Again, it's not enough. By the way, if I see it's enough for us to just print out a khutbah from any website, then no need for this. No need for the whole training. If it's enough for us to print something and then go on this member and read it to the congregation, then why we're wasting the time? That's absolutely not enough. You guys have to understand that this is very important to be well prepared, or it is very important to be well prepared while you're talking to people. طيب. When you talk to people, read the paper, read a book, watch the news, or even, that's exactly what I was talking about now. Or while driving, ideas will pop up into your mind. Write the ideas down if applicable, yes. If you are thinking of the topic of the khutbah, some stuff will come to your mind. Don't let it go. Write it down right away. Record it right away. Keep it, because you will miss it. Even you have the topic, but some ideas related to the topic came to you, write them down. You will need them on Friday morning or on Thursday. No, don't think about it Friday morning. Friday morning, maybe for me. But for you guys, from Saturday. If you have khutbah next week, so I'm preparing it today, from Saturday. Every day I write something. Not because you don't have the ability. You're way smarter than me. But it's about khibra, about experience. So give yourself the time to prepare something good. So once something comes to your mind, write it down. Okay? These ideas can form the basis of a great khutbah, inshallah. Start by reflection on God's greatness and creation in order to inject spirituality in your audience. No, you're not just talking. Don't ever be academic on the member. Academia is the best thing ever. But on the member, if you're talking to me about sabr from the psychological point of view, yani patience and perseverance from the psychology aspect, you're going to be losing everyone. People in the masjid need spirituality. They need an ayah about perseverance, about sabr. They need hadith about sabr. They need a story, authentic story from the Quran, from the Sunnah, about the patience of Prophet Ayyub, for example. The patience of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's what the people are looking for. But you come to them, you know what, psychologically, being patient is something you have to, and there are things related. No. They don't need that. That can be handled in a lecture. That can be handled in the school. That can be handled in the masjid somehow, but in a different setup. On the member, he needs to come out with higher spirituality. So be spiritual as much as you can. And start with this. State the subject you want to discuss, and if applicable, the event that ties in with the subject. Do you guys get this? Yani, I am in the university, I got one of the brothers. That topic that I was talking about, fearing and worrying about the future. It came to me from one of the teachers at the university. He approached me saying, Sheikh, I see lots of my students, they're so worried and overwhelmed, and they are under huge pressure because of thinking about what's going to happen after, which affects their current, their present. They can't achieve now because they're overwhelmed. So you get this and link it to the topic, and then support it with the, as we said before, in the body, you need to support your topic with ayat from the Quran, hadith, stories, and stuff like that. So state your opinion and your justification based on Islamic art. Yeah, that's another thing. Don't sit on the minbar and be self-proud of your opinion that has no justification and support from Islam, from Sharia. You know, I see this, okay, thank you for your opinion, but support it to me, otherwise it will be back fire on you 100%. Because don't ever underestimate the people who are listening to you. They're smarter, for sure, there are lots of people are smarter than you. Lots of people, they actually just read about this. They know about what you're talking about. So don't just come to my opinion is that. No, my opinion based on 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Sharia. I take this side with this evidence. I take this opinion because this is the opinion of soul of the scholar, not me, at the end of the day. Okay? Oh, I can't go back. Elaborate using facts and figures if applicable. Remember that every word from the Imam is a great responsibility. So please research your subject and figures in detail. So you are on a member, your word can create a big change in somebody's life, as well as it can create or have a big damage. If you give a wrong information or a wrong or misguide somebody, it can create lots of damage. Give your messages. How do people apply these messages to their life and to their goals in their life? At the end of the khutbah, an important aspect of the methodology of the khutbah, here is the message of today. We were talking about this, then we have to do it this way, we have to apply it this way. So it has to be a message at the end. To achieve this methodology or to follow this methodology, there are things that you need to do. There are stuff that absolutely you cannot say on the member. Okay? Concentrate with me in this. First, This point number one does not apply to me. It applies to you. Okay, guys? Be brief and to the point. Khutbah shouldn't exceed 20 to 25 minutes. It applies to you and to me for sure. Yani I don't give the khutbah more than this. It may be including the salah 30 minutes. But I'll tell you something. I'll go back to the experience part, because if you have experience dealing with people, always you have eye contact with the people. When you feel that the people start getting bored, you have to do something, either to let them, to wake them again, or to finish, or to apologize to them right away, because you're taking their time. You have an idea that you have to finish, but you see that they start getting, tired of you. You have to do something to change the atmosphere. However, I wouldn't ever recommend you to go over 20 minutes with your khutbah. Yes, you prepared 3-4 pages. You don't have to finish them. Otherwise, you will be finished on the member. And you will be done. And you're not going to be able to give khutbah anymore, because people, when complaining, they will complain. They complain. If you give khutbah for 50 years, people will still complain. If you're long, sometimes they say that he's very short and very brief. He didn't elaborate on this. He didn't whatever. At the end of the day, try to be short. Be brief and give the message within or in a very short time. Be optimistic and positive. Never complain. Don't go on the member and keep talking about every bad thing that happens in the Muslim world and in the Muslim community, and all the negative aspects of the, you know what, all Muslims do this, all Muslims do this, you know what, and then somebody goes on the member every time he's talking about the hellfire. Yeah, there is Jannah. Before, there is hellfire, but there is Jannah. People wants to listen. If you pray, you will get this reward. Why you start with them if you don't pray? Start with them. If you pray, you will get this. There is a great reward for you if you do this. And when you prepare, and that's again, if you go just like print out a khutbah, don't forget that you are reflecting and you speaking the ideas of somebody else. I need you to have your ideas, your own ideas that you are presenting. Not just like you copying the ideas of somebody. Yes, it's great. But if you copy something, you live it, and you try to take the stuff that doesn't fit the situation or the setup that you're giving the khutbah in. So never complain. Be cheerful and never forget to smile, always with sincerity. You're not scaring people at the end of the day. Don't be like, always like that and screaming and yelling. And maybe I shared this with you guys. One of the nice comments that I got when I put the poster of the Khateeb training on my WhatsApp profile. One of the brothers here from Edmonton, he said, "Sheikh, please tell the imams not to scream or yell at us." Yes, people don't why? Who are you at the end of the day to keep like giving the people, blaming the people? You are one of them. You commit mistake like that. You are exposed to do mistakes and sins like them. So all what you need to do is just smile, don't complain, and don't be negative about everything. Just be positive. Just talk to them about the good stuff and be cheerful. Be honest and straight in your statement and clear. Don't mislead people. Motivate the community again. Here are some good examples. Let's do this. Let's take advantage of this, or listen from this good example that we have in the community. People love that. Try to be as general in your statement as possible, especially regarding nationalities and ethnicity. Oh, that's very dangerous. When you go to the member and you start talking, sorting out people. Our brothers from India, they do this. They follow the Hanafi school. But our brothers from, North Africa, they follow the Maliki school. So we do this because we have this, or we do this because we have this, and I'm talking now about one sect, Sunni. Let's not talk about some people, they go on the minbar and start, you know what, talking about Sunni and Shi'i, and then Ismaili and wherever. No, 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 no. Don't ever be general on your message. Do not, yeah, you might say the opinion of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, so and so on, because at the end of the day, you're presenting a message, a clear message to your community, and you have to be, as I said, clear and honest in your message. I'm not going to mislead you and give you a wrong opinion, but I'm not going to go on the minbar and start giving the controversial issues on the minbar. You cannot do that, or you shouldn't do that. And actually we have this with the things that you don't need to talk about. So don't talk about ethnicity, nationalities. Remember that you have a diverse community and audience. Be current in your examples and themes. I remember one of the brothers, you know, be current, it doesn't mean that you don't take from the Islamic history. You take from the Islamic history, but not, you know what, sometimes the relevant and the current examples will give more effect on the situation. The situation needs a current example. So here is what can get the people, and for example, somebody you are giving the khutbah, and the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever plays with the little rocks in the khutbah, his khutbah will be invalid. Right? طيب, there is no beads or rocks in the masjid, right? But there are phones, right? There are, you know, tasbih that we use. There are many things that I was supposed to put this at the beginning. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. Anyway, just figure out that I have. So be current, but that doesn't mean, because I start, you know, sometimes people just start complain. Why you guys give us the story of Al-Qaqa? No, you need to know Al-Qaqa. Why you guys give us the stories of Khalid ibn Walid? Yeah, you need to know about Khalid ibn Walid. You need to know about Sayyidina Zayd. You need to know about Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhum jami'an. So you need to know about them. But when you have a current issue, try to give current examples. Be organized and structured. That's the standard format that we talked about. Write your khutbah, you may use script or note cards. By the way, don't be shy and say, you know what, I don't want to write anything. No, write it down. But evaluate yourself. Some people, when they have note cards or paper to read from, they get confused. That's their mentality, and there is maybe I'm one of those people. I don't like to hold anything while I'm talking. But some other people, they need support, they need help, something to, by the way, there are experienced Khateebs that they give khutbah for you know, 20, 30 years, and they still use the card. It doesn't mean that they are, you know, they have a shortage or they are weak. No, they're mashallah, they're very talented and skilled, and they have the experience, but this cards help them to organize their ideas. If you are one of these people, get the cards with you, get the document that you read from. Don't be shy, and don't think that the people will think a lot about you, that, you know what, he's not able to give the khutbah without the document. No, have it with you, no problem. Use simple words, no more than 3 syllables. Remember to speak slowly and punctuate. Use simple and easy English. We do this because we're not, the English is not our first language. So I use it, to be honest with you, because it's easier for me first. But at the end of the day, I convey the message. And you don't need a very complicated language to get the message. You just need simple words to understand what I'm talking about. So why you go on the minbar? Because you have English as your mother tongue and your first language. You go on the minbar and keep giving very hard words to the people. They're not going to follow. They don't like that. I'll give you an example. When I came first to Madeira, California, I was coming from Egypt, so I don't know much about the language, the easy language that we're using here. I knew about these terms, fiqh and Islamic terms that we have that I studied in the books. So I start using them. Then one of the brothers approached me a couple of weeks after. I said, Sheikh, by the way, don't think that we understand these huge or big words that you're using. I told him, man, you're speaking much better English than I do. He said, no, it's about this, but we don't use these terminology. We don't use it in our daily life, right? So don't go on the member and think that the people will be able to get all the psychiatry and the psychological and the religious terminology that you are reading in the book. No. Simplify it. Even you read it, simplify it. And that goes back to the definition. You need to define what you're talking about to the people. So use a very simple language. Do not be do not be complicated in using the English language. And here is a point, by the way. In this training, I'm not planning at all to talk about any fiqh differences or anything, just like the techniques of the khutbah. I'm not talking about rules at all. But to me, if I give khutbah here in Arabic or in English, which language you guys think I will be able, or I will feel more comfortable with? Arabic or English? No. Not English for sure. It's not my language. Arabic is my language, my first language. So I will be more comfortable delivering my khutbah in Arabic. And you will hear poetry and hadith and ayat. You will be enjoying it even you don't understand. If some people don't understand Arabic. But it's not about this. It's about you, not me. It's about who's listening to you. You have to deliver the message. I'm delivering a message to you. So I have to use the common language. Don't go on the member and keep all the time using Arabic. No, you have to use English. I know some people, they say, you know what? No, it's only Arabic on the member. It's not. It's not. It shouldn't be this way. I should be able to communicate with you with our common language. So I'm not going to speak Egyptian on the member, or speak Arabic only in the member, or speak Urdu only in the member, or Somali only in the member. No, the common language is English. So I have to speak English to deliver the message. Type. Have a positive delivery style with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. And this is, again, don't scream. I used to scream, and sometimes I still scream, but I don't think it's the right thing. You have to be calm, and you have to try to deliver your message in the best way and the quietest way ever. Type. Use eye contact. I said that earlier. Okay. Don't just go on the member and look at the wall. You're talking to me. You're delivering a message to me. Look at me. Tell me what you want to tell me. You are telling me pray. So you talk to me. Even we teach our kids, when you talk to elders, you look at them. It's kind of respect. But if you are giving a khutbah to a congregation, to an audience, you have to be able to deliver that with eye contact. You need to give the feeling that you really are talking to each individual in the congregation. Initiate action before you conclude the second part of the khutbah. Let people have the masjid, or leave the masjid with a list of things to do. We said that. Give a message, you need to do it this way, and give them an idea, or some ideas. Be people-oriented. When you are seated, getting ready to deliver the khutbah, use eye contact, smile, greet people, and be sincere. This is something that with the experience you will do. Don't go just like come from home, going straight to the member and people around you. Say, Assalamu alaikum, man. Say, Assalamu alaikum, brother, how are you? You know what, shake hands with some people. So you need to do that. Choose a diversified coaching board. This is a little bit of pocket speech techniques. Read people's eyes while delivering the khutbah. Yes. If you feel that they are tired of you, finish. Don't take advantage that nobody can get me down from the member. No, if people are tired, if you're taking too long, if they're not even paying attention to what you're doing, there is something wrong happening here. You're taking too long, you're going off the topic, there is something wrong happening. So you have to evaluate what you're doing while you're talking to the people, and you cannot do that without eye contact. After the prayer, spend at least 15 minutes. You know what? If you have time, talk to the people, hug them, shake hands with them, and be close to them. Listen carefully. Yes. Funny, after I finished the khutbah, somebody ran into me and said that, you know what, this hadith, I think it's weak. I'm not going to tell him, you know what, who are you to tell me that the hadith is weak? You have to accept the people feedback. Okay, brother, let me check it. Do that all the time. I'll double check it. Even you are 100% sure the hadith is authentic, tell him, you know what, I think it's authentic, but I will double check it. I always do that. Okay? Don't be offensive, sorry. Don't get offended, and don't be offensive. Don't offend people because they give you feedback. You know, and don't ever think that 100% of the people will love what you say. Some people, they don't care. They are not going to be, you know what, listening taking everything you say. They have their own opinion. They have their own ideas. They can't criticize you. Yani at the end of the day, as long as it's not ayat or hadith, then they can't criticize your ideas and your understanding at the end of the day. So listen carefully when they start to speak to you, to their feelings and feedback. Never discount what they tell you. Never be defensive. Never justify. Explain what you meant and show empathy. Then you correct yourself in the next khutbah. You made something wrong. We always do that. You commit something or you say something that it's wrong. Okay, what should I do? Run away with it? No. You correct it on the same spot. You correct it next week, the same spot. Because you're not here to mislead people. You are here to guide people, if you can. So do not think that, oh man, I'm going to say that on the member that I was wrong. No, I'm not going to do it. No, you need to do it. You have to actually do it. Otherwise, it will create damage, as I said before. So correct yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Did I give too much today? Not too much, right? Yeah. Okay. I have one more page. Then next week, inshallah ta'ala, I will choose some people today to prepare a khutbah for me. And then next week will be somebody giving the khutbah. Then we'll try to apply the system that we have on this khutbah. You will try to apply it at home with yourself. Do everything. For sure, I'm going to be available if you have any question, any concern. I'm busy in the masjid and I'm busy getting ready for the Umrah, inshallah. But still, this is the priority for me. If you have any question about the ayah, hadith, but I'm going to choose who will be getting ready to give khutbah next week. I'm going to choose you guys. And you can't say no. If you attend this, next week you have 5 minutes khutbah. 5 minutes only. Then we'll take a couple of you guys. Then we'll have, you know, our input and our advices. If I can add to what you did, then why not? Why not? We use the same khutbah, inshallah ta'ala, in the masjid in 2-3 weeks. Why not? And it's not scary, by the way. You don't feel, you feel worried. You feel it's a big responsibility when you go to the member. Great. But it's not scary. If you commit a mistake, so what? I don't know if you noticed on Friday, last Friday, I missed one ayah from Surah Al-Najm. I memorized Surah Al-Najm when I was a baby. But I missed one ayah, so what? It's not, alhamdulillah. Everybody can make mistake. Subhanallah. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll finish this today, then we'll choose some of you guys. If you say no, I'm not able to do that, I will force you to do it. Because I need some people to be ready with that, inshallah ta'ala. And then next week will be, application of what we already studied in the two weeks, inshallah. And you'll have 1 full week to prepare. So these are the things that we need to pay attention to while I'm preparing my khutbah. In red, don't ever talk about these things. Don't go to the member and criticize another khatib. Don't go to the member and talk about other community badly. Don't go to the member and talk about a person even by reference to him. You have an issue with somebody and then you come on the member, you know what, some people are doing this, and you're talking about somebody. People are smart. They will know that you're talking about a certain person. No. Don't go on the member and talk about Mo Salah, for example. nonsense, stuff that doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to go to the member and talk about soccer or the hockey game yesterday. I learned too much from the hockey game yesterday. What did you learn from the hockey game? People wouldn't care. We didn't care about that. They will actually think that you are belittling the importance of the member. No. So there are stuff that you have to pay attention to. I cannot talk about it. Number one, never give a khutbah without extensive preparation for it. So usually it takes from 15 to 20 or 30 hours to prepare a khutbah. Remember that it's a very serious responsibility. Yani the whole week you're working on that. Take, add, take off, add, do whatever you want. But I need you, when you're talking to me, to respect me as an audience. You did your job to be able to talk to me in a respectful way. You know, you don't just like copy something and just like paste it. It's not this. I need you to live the khutbah, to be aware of what you're saying. Spend some time. Maybe I'm not a little bit exaggerating in 15 to 30 hours, but I know some people, they prepare the khutbah from Saturday to next week. When some people, they prepare the khutbah 11:30, when he has to give the khutbah at 12:30, in 15 minutes. Why are you laughing, man? So some people like that, khalas, he has the experience, he has the topic, but again, the topic doesn't pop up like that. You have to be thinking the whole week about the topic. Even you prepare it in 10 minutes, you still have to think about your topic. Never use the member to attack persons, regardless of what your justification. Never be controversial. And you don't go on the member, for example, and talk about whether vaccine is right or wrong. No, it's not the member. Yeah, we can talk about this on the Facebook, on a platform, a discussion platform, or on when we are talking in the masjid. It's fine. You give your opinion, but I'm not going to go on the member and talk about controversial issues. That's why it's not recommended to talk about fiqhi issues on the member, because there are different opinions. So if I say my opinion that I adopt this, somebody here is listening to me and he doesn't agree with me because he follows a different opinion. So I need to understand this. Never read your khutbah as if you read just reading. Read your khutbah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بني الإسلام على خمس شهادة لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وحج وصوم رمضان وحج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا. In this hadith, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم is reminding us of the pillars of Islam. There are 5 pillars of Islam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا أقم الصلاة. So what did I like? You're reading from the paper. You don't look verses. The Prophet ﷺ in this hadith is giving us a great reminder about the 5 pillars of Islam. Think with me about a building has 5 pillars, and you take one of these pillars off. What will happen to this building? It will collapse. So Prophet ﷺ is telling you to have your Islam perfected, to have your Islam complete. You need to apply these 5 pillars. The first one is the entrance for Islam, the kalima, the main message of Islam, to bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the messenger of Allah. Look, great. Not great because I'm saying it, but I'm living it. You can, I'm relating. I understand what I'm saying. I believe in what I'm saying. I'm not just reading from the paper. That's why it will take me some time to read this, what I prepared, and live it. طبعا, I will go home and my mom, طبعا my dad at work. So my mom is home. Stand here, listen to my khutbah, and tell me if I'm giving it right or not. I take my friends at school. You know what? I prepared the khutbah. Guys, listen to it and tell me your opinion, right? Get used to it this way. Never think to isolate your community. Again, don't be controversial. Don't say that, oh, I'm talking to you only, those people or this community, or we're using this language only. Use the common language. Never single out another community and play the elite who has done it all and who knows it all. And don't always, you know what, we're the best, we're the only people who are doing it, other people are doing it the wrong way, this culture is bad, this culture is wrong. No, it's not in the member. Even they're wrong. I'm not saying that other sects are right. What I'm saying is, I don't single out anybody. I don't focus on mistakes of other people. Okay? Never be self-serving. Don't call for yourself here. Never be too emotional. However, you need to show your personality by expressing your feelings honestly. Yani, do not react or overreact. However, yeah, be yourself. If that's your way, it's your way. Okay? Type. Never be negative. We said that you have to be positive. Never shout. You don't have to shout. You don't have to scream. You don't have to yell. However, you have to live what you're saying, believe in what you say. Okay? Never give a khutbah and run. Stay behind to shake hands with almost every member of the community as much as you can. And then we'll go to the khutbah practice and the Q&A. If you have any question today, ask your question first, and then I'll try to answer, and then we'll try to see how the practice will work. Anything that you guys think that I miss in my presentation that we should have covered? That's my question to you.
Saying salam to the audience once we do.
Yes. So you should say salam. Yeah. Salam alaikum. Okay. That's good. What else? You think that you are used to it, listen to it, but I never covered it.
Also properly narrate your sources. Like when you guys roll up on it, then properly narrate it.
Yeah, I think I covered this last time, but it's a very good question. Like the Sheikh said that it's narrated or recorded by Imam Bukhari on the authority of Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, for example. How do you do that? You have two options. I would say the first one, have a reference, somebody that you rely on this. Somebody has experience and he does that. Or this person will teach you to go to a proper source and you get your hadith. For example, I would give you, for example, there is a website called Ad-Durar As-Sunniyya. Durar. It's durar.com. Durar. It has all the authentic hadith. There is sunan.com. So you can verify. The problem is, if you don't have experience, you wouldn't be able to even put sometimes the keyword that gets you the hadith. You need to be able to put the keyword. So either you go and get the hadith from a keyword and it will tell you where is it exactly, or I would take the easy path for now, ask somebody and get it done this way. And do not put too many hadith, and I covered this last time. Don't put like 15 hadith, because the more you put, the more work that you need to put. Every topic can be supported by hundreds of hadith, right? But you don't need to work too much and get yourself confused. Just 1-2 hadith and verify the authenticity of the hadith. Okay? Any other question, concern? So they have questions, right? Yusuf, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, Sheikh said don't talk academic.
Yeah.
But can I mention, for example, as a scientific benefit?
Absolutely. No, I'm not, yeah, that's a good question too. Yani, don't be academic, I mean that don't go to the academic approach. Just like people want to hear spiritual matters, right? However, yeah, you can cite and get examples, scientific examples, and scientific evidence to the topic of your khutbah. That's actually needed. You know, you prove what you're saying as because the science proved it. Okay? No, that's very good. Okay. Who's willing to give us 5 minutes khutbah next week? What's your name, brother?
Nabil.
Qabil.
Nabil.
Kabir.
Nabil.
Nabil. I need somebody to record that. Yeah, I know. I need somebody to write the name. Omar, write the name. Brother Nabil. Who else? Yusuf. طيب. I will talk about the topic later, about Abu Yahya. Ready? مستعد إن شاء الله. Abu Yahya. Abdullah. Who else? We want to be within the 1 hour that we have. Yani, at least 5 people, because we'll give the khutbah and then we'll have our commentary on the khutbah. That will take us And then I will have some reminders before that for sure. And then message it at the end. Who else? Kareem. طيب. Kareem, Sulaiman.
Question. This is a question. Is the next week's session with the brothers who will volunteer to be presented? Are they going to be recording live as well?
That's a good question. Yeah, I didn't think about it. We'll decide that day, inshallah. We'll decide. We'll need some technical help. I don't think it should go live. I don't think now. No, I'm not gonna embarrass anyone. No, going live will be too much for them. I don't think we should go live. I love to go live, but not for you guys. So I don't wanna put any pressure on you. So anybody else? So now you're asking me to choose, right? Omar, add yourself. Omar Wayne. Muhammad Abdul Wahab. Okay, yeah, right. Muhammad Abdul Wahab. And we got Kareem, Uwais, Nurlan. Right, Uwais and Nurlan. Where is Luqman and Abdul Qadir? Luqman and Abdul Qadir. Luqman is not here. Abdul Qadir is here. Abdul Qadir, come here. Come inside. Abdul Qadir. Okay, I will put Abdul Qadir. I'll put Abdul Qadir. I don't think Luqman in the masjid. Okay, I think that's enough.